Hey friends, good to have you back. I've been sitting on this footage of my evil campaign for a while, but just really haven't had the time to make anything of it. I love this campaign and its characters, so I'm gonna have a slightly different format for these retellings of the Ghosts of Saltmarsh in order to share this hilarious campaign with you. Let me know what you think about the format at the end of the video, though I hope you enjoy it. If you're not familiar with this campaign, you should pause this video and click on the top link in my description to check out the first few episodes of this campaign to get acquainted with Dag, Morathi, Bells, and Fargus. Without further ado, please make sure you've subscribed to my channel and let's get going. Warning. Ghosts of Saltmarsh, spoilers ahead. After almost a year apart, Dag, the Goblin Bard, Morathi, the Human Rogue, Bells, the Kenku Monk, and Fargus, the Dwarf Cleric, run into each other in the streets of Gibna, the Hobgoblin-controlled capital city of their region. Dag has been performing at a local inn, netting himself some extra money. Morathi is flat broke, but has a couple new criminal contacts in the city. Bells has been making potions the entire time. Talk about being prepared. Lastly, Fargus has been helping out at a local temple. Dag saunters up confidently, eyeing everyone up and down.
What's up, bitches? I'm wealthy now!
Your clothes look the same. Ouch. Dag turns around and sulkily tunes his lute. Too close to home, eh? If you've learned anything about Dag, please let it be that he may get pushed down, but he's rarely ever out. While accompanying Bells to the apothecary for a few components, Dag wastes no time getting back to his usual antics.
Hey, Fartgas, I wrote a poem for you.
Oh, did you know?
It's called To Fartgas from the Everlasting. Your face looks like a ton of bricks. Like an ugly ton of bricks. Your god hates you, he told me privately, and he told me to deliver these kicks.
Dag then quickly throws a kick at Fargus, who deftly dodges out of the way.
You're gonna reject your god's kicks, huh? Your god told me you needed these kicks in the ass.
Ah, Dag, I've missed ya. Come here, you wee rascal. Fargus grabs Dag and gives him an aggressive head rub, similar to a noogie. Dag makes his body go limp and falls to the ground, prone. No time to be sleeping on the ground, Dag. Bells has gained no additional patience for these antics over the year she hasn't had to deal with them. She turns around irately. No lollygagging! Turns back around and keeps walking. Hey, so guys, some schmuck just handed me a letter addressed to the four of us from a guy named Verteg. The letter reads, Adventuring. Come to Verteg's house. Verteg needs adventurers to do task for Verteg. Bring letter and self. Signed, Verteg. The party arrives at a very fancy house, and Dag suggests Fargus knock on the door. Fargus slyly passes that task on to Bells, who hates doors. I mean, this girl hates doors so much that she would destroy the door to her room given half the chance. Why? Well, the vampire castle had a lot of locked doors. It doesn't take long to be very disgusted by the sight of yet another locked door. Bells pounds the door so hard it shakes in its frame, sending surprisingly large reverberations through the wood. The door suddenly flies open and a well-dressed half-orc appears. Who knocked so hard at Verteg's house?
'Twas I, Dag the Everlasting.
'Twas hard knock for Goblin. Come in, come in. It turns out that this is not Verteg's house, but rather it belongs to a down-on-his-luck merchant named Obrek. This nobleman is fairly well-dressed, but the years of stress has prematurely aged him. He walks and talks like he's in his low 30s, but looks very close to 40. Clearly, the guy could use a vacation. Ah, thank you all for coming. Sit, relax. Let us talk business, eh? Dag has been totally ensorcelled by the wealth contained in this house, and you can really see the gears turning in his little goblinoid head.
Do you perhaps need a musician to patronize, or who can provide you with sexual favors in exchange for living in this fancy house and wearing these fancy clothes?
Not sure about the favors, but fortune be good, I may need a musician or two.
Well, as long as you're not sure, we can leave things open for interpretation later.
Obrek looks uncomfortable, but sends Verteg to get everyone a drink. Verteg dashes out of the parlor and returns a few moments later with red wine and cold, clear water. Everyone takes wine from the tray except Bells, who takes no chances. That drugged feast in the vampire castle has made her more paranoid of strangers offering food and beverage. Dag casts minor illusion on Fargus's drink to make the cup and drink look like they're both suddenly on fire. Fargus heaves the cup across the room with a yelp, and Dag starts cackling uproariously. Obrek, while amused by these antics, gets down to business. He wants the party to head to a derelict, abandoned wreck of a ship he lost several years prior that contains very valuable cargo that only he, Obrek, can use for profit. The reward is a flat 10,000 gold for returning the chest, and Obrek will charter a ship to and from the wreck at no additional cost. Despite the party's reservations about the seaworthiness of the recently sighted ship, the party takes the quest and away they go! After quietly walking through the crowded streets of Gibna, the party reaches the dock and needs to find the Soul of Winter, captained by a dwarf named Wolfgar. It's fairly easy to find. What dwarves lack in size, they compensate for with weapons, armor, and screaming. In this particular instance, the party hears a dwarf screaming hysterically at his crewmen. The party walks right up to the ship and the hysterical figure turns on them, getting ready to lose his mind. Hey, who are you?
Oh goody, another Scotsman.
Bells fires back a perfectly mimicked, Hey, who are you? I'm Captain Wolfgar. Who are you, Birdman?
I'm Captain Daggar.
Not captain of my ship.
This is my ship.
No, it isn't. Dag takes the amount of time you'd expect him to and tries to deceive Wolfgar into thinking that he, Dag, is the actual owner of the ship. Some things never change.
It was given to me. Do you not remember that, Wolfgar? We gambled last night when we were drinking. You gave me your ship.
I don't drink at port.
Yes, you did. You did last night.
Goblins, get off of my ship.
Your mother's name is Mary and your father's name is Heathcliff.
What?
How would I know that unless we had spoken last night at the tavern?
Fargus intervenes on Wolfgar's behalf, saving Dag from getting thrown overboard. Everyone decides to keep their distance during the first day's voyage. Bells climbs the mast and settles in the crow's nest. Aubrek has outfitted the party with armor, weapons, ammunition, rope, grappling hooks. You get the picture. It's clear this cargo is worth every copper to Aubrek. It'll be a few days until we reach the Emperor, but don't worry. Dag is always up to something to keep himself entertained while simultaneously working towards a random secret goal. At the end of the first night, Dag pulls out a costume and starts fervently working on a new project. The sun rises and Dag emerges from his room, dressed to the nines in his new captain outfit. This particular outfit is tailored to match Wolfgar's garb almost perfectly, much to the dwarf's chagrin.
Oh, perfect. It fits great.
Dag spends the entire day following Captain Wolfgar around the ship, copying everything Wolfgar does, but giving conflicting orders just after Wolfgar gives an order. This goes over about as well as you'd expect. For time's sake, here are a few examples of what Dag said. Scrub the deck. What are you doing sitting on your ear?
Shit on the deck. It's too clean.
You, rig the sails.
Take those fucking sails down and throw them in the garbage. They're ugly. They don't have any pictures on them.
A random dwarf looks up from what he's doing, eyeing the captain and Dag before he looks at the blank sails. That's a fair point. Wouldn't be nice to have a little something on the sails, Captain? You, goblin.
You, Garfield, your job today is to paint the sails. Draw a picture of your mom. Draw a picture of your hometown's best statue. Whatever. The fucking sails need pictures on them.
I'm slightly amazed that Dag wasn't thrown overboard, but being a nuisance is different from being horribly malicious. However, Wolfgar has had enough of Dag and has 4 guards take Dag back to Dag's room before locking Dag in. Not that that matters, because Dag waits until the dwarves leave before he picks the lock on his door, grabs his bagpipes, and goes back onto the deck to follow Wolfgar around. Every time Wolfgar reaches for something, Dag plays the highest possible note on his bagpipes, causing squeals to echo out over the open sea. Enough already! Dag runs away cackling and a bunch of the dwarf crew members are grinning at his antics. Dag decides to lay low for the rest of the day, having expended a lot of energy tormenting Wolfgar. What has everyone else been doing, you ask? Not much. Bells has been up in the crow's nest since she got on the ship. Marithi has been in her bunk, and Fargus has been talking with some of the dwarves about, well, dwarf stuff. In the middle of the night, Bells hears a gurgle and a splash. She peeks down from her perch in the crow's nest and sees that one of the guards that was standing on the main deck is missing. Where they should be, hideous fish people are boarding the ship, weapons drawn. Bells shrieks in a weird gibberish and then imitates an alarm bell as loud as she possibly can. Dag wakes with a start.
It's a mutiny! Throw Wolfgar overboard!
Dag excitedly runs up to the deck, followed closely by Marithi and Fargus. The dwarf crew are caught off guard and are getting their gear on as fast as possible.
Oh, it's fish people. Let's cook them for dinner.
I guess that's one way to handle water-based invaders. The attacking force is formidable. 18 smaller fish people, 1 magic-y fish person, and 1 fish person who looks like he only eats steroids. Ever. While the magic-y fish person had to concentrate on keeping Bells locked down for most of the fight, Dag unveils a new secret weapon while Fargus and Marithi provide him with cover. Enemies abound. If you're not familiar with this spell, it causes you to see everyone nearby as an enemy, regardless if they are actually an ally. Dag, of course, hits the roided up fishman, and the results are horrifying. You know the feeling when you're ambushing enemies and one of your own does more damage to your allies than your enemies? Yep, this particular monster had a triple multi-attack, pretty decent damage, and started killing his own followers left and right. After the party and dwarf crew slaughtered half the fish people's number, The remaining survivors threw themselves off the ship and back into the murky water. If this attack is an indicator of things to come, we're in for a fun ride. In the next episode, we will reach the derelict ship, the Emperor, and will attempt to spill its secrets. What has happened to this ship over the years? Is it even safe to board? You'll find out soon. What do you all think of this adventure format? Would you like or dislike? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. I'll see you all next time.